This is my patient today, guys, and you can see a little bit blocked up. Patient came in having some difficulties. Did actually come to see us, I think it was the beginning of the year, I want to say February, I think we last saw this patient. And you can see we've got, basically it's just a blockage of skin.
Yeah.
And I thought it was gonna come away really easy to start with, but it was really holding on this. And this one did actually come away eventually, quite nicely, to be fair.
That surprised me because I thought it was going to unravel that.
Yeah, even though it was quite tight and like kind of holding on, it wasn't really going anywhere to start with. You'll see in a sec, I think I tried to grab that little section that's behind, so I can see it moving slightly.
That's a heck of a flap of skin in there, man.
Yeah, that's a bit of an interesting one, yeah, because patients always say, when we say, oh, it's just skin, you know, building up, and as soon as we say skin, you know, everyone's like, oh,
where'd that come from?
Yeah, why have I got skin in the ear?
Yeah.
But that is how your ears will naturally try to migrate the wax out of the ear, so the skin will grow from where the eardrum is.
Oh, so that was just purely skin then? There was no wax in there at all, it was just all skin blockage?
Yeah, this is just a little bit of a tidy up on this one now. The other side didn't look as bad, but it actually took me longer to clear out.
It's always the one they don't, no problem with, is always the one that takes the longest to clear out though, isn't it?
It's just because there was, well, you'll see in a second when we get to the other ear.
Don't spoil it, Don't spoil it.
I know, I'm not spoiling it.
Just make them watch it to the other side.
I'm being like one of those guys now that when you're watching a film and I'm like, oh, have you seen this bit?
Oh, yeah. So I met years ago, what was the film? Sixth Sense. I won't spoil it for anyone. Do you know what? I've never actually seen the film. I've never seen it. Because everyone was raving about this film, you know, and you've got to watch out for it and all that stuff. And somebody spoiled the ending for me. So I never, but you know, until this day, I've never watched it.
It's still a good watch.
It's a good watch. Yeah, I should watch it, really. Yeah.
It's a good watch. So that last tiny... I see wax plugs.
I see wax plugs everywhere.
In my sleep.
I do with the wax plugs in my sleep.
So there was, everything was looking nice and healthy, obviously, on the other side. Now, look how much thicker this one looks. It's skin, there's gaps there. Patient wasn't really having any issues with the hearing this side. I think that might be part of the problem. Patient was only really oiling the other side. May have used a couple of drops, if I can remember them saying they used a little bit on this side, but because they were still hearing okay, they didn't really want to risk, you know, putting loads and loads and loads in. But you'll see why this one's quite tricky in a sec. It looks like it's starting to come away really easy. And the whole thing is pretty much just gripping on for dear life. And it's almost like it's in like very, very fine layers. We've peeled this thick layer away, but you'll see in a second underneath it, there's almost like a very, very thin layer that seems to be kind of holding it in place. The suction that we use is very weak. It's a very, very weak suction, which is why, you know, all this doesn't go, just doesn't like sort of whip out of the ear.
But look, if you know, as you're peeling that though, that top section there is not budging at all, is it? No. So it doesn't, it almost looks like it's not connected, but it wouldn't surprise me if it kind of arcs around the top.
Yeah, I think I do try different sections of this in a second, because it's just, this bit's just not going anywhere by itself. What I was trying to do here was just hold the suction grip and build up the pressure of the suction. Yeah. Usually that enables us to, you know, start pulling this free, which it is very slowly.
It's always hard, isn't it? Because its skin does tend to hang on with a bit of a vengeance, and it does not want to come away, which is understandable. You don't really want your skin just falling off, do you, really? So no. It wouldn't be a good look. No,
and you can almost, just underneath, you can see there's a, look how thin that piece is there. That's what's holding this in place.
Oh, yeah, because it kind of folds back on itself and comes forwards, doesn't it? Yeah. So you're almost kind of pulling it against the grain, if you like.
Now, I have actually gone up to the standard tube here. I was using the fine end then, because it's, with skin, generally it tends to whistle quite a lot, or clarinet, which you've probably heard us saying quite a lot. I switched back to the fine end now, because that's exactly what it did. Yeah. I did get that big piece at the bottom, I did get that away. But when you get these little skinny sort of flaps of skin, then it doesn't really doesn't really go well with the standard tube. So you can see we're just kind of taking little bits away here now. Going for this deeper section, which I know I've pulled this little bit forwards. I'm hoping it's gonna, if I get that good enough grip, it's gonna bring the whole thing forwards. And like as Rhys said, this always tends to happen. The one that looks the easiest to do always generally takes the longest. It's very typical.
It's that horrible, very thin skin as well that just, you know, and you pull it and then it's still adhered like most of the way around the canal.
Yeah. There we go. That's starting to come away. Got a bigger gap here now. This is just a little bit of tidying up here now. Just take these little bits away. I would say the patient's hearing better, but the patient was already hearing pretty well by this side anyway. So.
Thing is, though, it does form a really. It's just the skin. I've got a couple of patients where the skin just doesn't break away particularly easily, and then what you end up with is it sort of all folds in. So imagine it kind of almost like concertinaing up, like a sort of lens coming in like that.
Yeah.
A lens. What's the thing that shutter on camera?
Yeah. We've got new papers as well, which is why it's green on this one.
There you go.
So
I'm still on white, I think.
Still on white at the moment. We got new green paper towels that we're using at the moment. So what we got about 3 centimeters,
inch and a quarter.
Yeah.
This is my patient today, guys, and you can, I remember this patient. You can see we've got lots and lots of skin. Now, this is actually a regular patient of ours. She comes through quite regular, but roughly about every 6 months or so. And what you can see is we've got this very kind of soft skin. So I'm just clearing a lot of this softer material away first of all.
It looks very similar to mine yesterday.
It was, yeah, it does. It's got this real kind of thinner layer underneath, so holding on, and that thicker layer at the top. So basically what happens is that the skin kind of almost concertinas up on that transition point between the bony portion of the canal and the cartilaginous portion. And that's what happens. It all kind of forms this softer ring of skin. It's more prominent actually on the other side. You can kind of see it there, that sort of ring of skin around the outside edge, but it's far more prominent on the other side as well. So just tidying up here. This is the fine end on here, just so we don't risk any clarinetting. And always the same. As soon as it looks like it's all just bunched in one area, but as soon as you start to suction it, you'll notice that it kind of starts to peel down. There you go. You can see that peel just starting there, and that thinner skin, which was what was holding your material in on yesterday's video as well.
Ooh,
that's nice.
That was good. Huh?
That's I like those ones.
I didn't even see that at the start.
Yeah, it just kind of started out and just went. But you've got these softer layers at the entrance, at the surface here. So we're just taking those softer bits out, just trying to get to this harder or sort of more adhered skin underneath.
It's a pain when it just takes those little tiny bits away and they don't go into the tube and
when you can see all this, look at that behind it. When you see all that coming, that's kind of what was holding behind it. So when you get that epithelial migration, you get the first layers just stopped and then it's just backing up then in the system.
Oh.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a pretty good peel to be fair. So
Consider what it looked like to start with. I really didn't think this, because I thought, this one, I won't pop this one into YouTube. There's not a lot in here. But when you can see this afterwards, you start thinking, oh, right, okay, I can see what's going on there.
Oh, look at that coming away.
I know, it's nice, isn't it? Just get this last couple of pieces off the bottom right section here. Oh,
I was going to say, lucky you got that second bit then. So I thought that was going to be clean the tube again. And
nice, that's come away really well. Just got this last little bit here. I'm going to see how this is going to peel. It's always these ones. And like, it's just, you think, it's only a tiny bit, and then you get this massive kind of section that just comes away.
They're very difficult to take away as well, those little bits.
They are.
Oh, that came away nicely. I thought that was just going to keep, peeling away.
So did I, but luckily I've been sheared off of that area. And then you can see the same kind of thing on this side, so it doesn't look like a tremendous amount. But we're just going to grab this now. So this is the fine end. And the same thing, as soon as I lift it, you've got all this section. Now this lady came through and her husband came in with her. And he said, any chance you could just have a quick little look in my ears before I go, just to see if I've got any wax? So I had a look and I was like, yeah, you have, and it's quite hard. And he was like, right, have you got time to take it out now? And I was like, I probably, and it's always those ones you squeeze in, they're always the most difficult. So that video was coming up soon, and that was really difficult to do. We had solid plugs inside a tiny little ear canal entrance as well. Not an easy one. Look at that peeling away.
Yeah, I was going to say that's...
Didn't look like a lot, see, did it? When you started.
Nice.
It's coming away well. Let's get these little bits out. Oh, just trying to lift.
Always the same with skin, isn't it? So
yeah, always difficult. Yeah, always difficult to do. They're never easy because with the skin, it always adheres really, really well to the canal, and it just does not want to come away.
It's like Velcro, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is like Velcro. That's exactly what it's like. You just kind of pull it and pull it and pull it. And it's always the ones you get with the kind of slightly narrower canals, and you've got to, so a lot of the time we're peeling the wax, we're peeling from one side to the other, so we're trying to sort of pull it across to get that lovely peel. And with the narrower canals, you just can't do it, unfortunately. But this has actually come away really nicely, better than I thought it was going to. You can see how those bits of skin now do not want to move, so they're quite firmly attached. So that is the fresher skin you can see there. And there we go. So all out. So we've got 1.25 inches.
Nice. 3.5 centimeters. Yeah.
Well guys, thanks very much for watching that video again today. If you do enjoy the videos, don't forget you can always like, heart, share, follow and subscribe for us. If you thoroughly enjoy the videos, you can always consider becoming members of the channel as well, and that way then you get even more videos. But as always guys, take care of yourselves.
Take care of your ears.
And take care of one another, and myself and lovely Mr. Taylor Green. We'll see you again real soon. Bye everybody.
Bye-bye.